In this episode, I'll be replacing my battery cables and terminals. As you can see here, the previous owner did not do a good job maintaining his. The ground's completely shot. Positive is almost the same way. The terminals are just completely shot. Sometimes when I go to start it, there's not a good contact, so I have to wiggle it a little bit. So it was time to change them. Here's the wire that I'm going to be using. It's 2 gauge. I have red for positive, black for negative. And you can also see the new terminals on the table. Alright, now I'm just going to take these old terminals off. It's a 1/2 inch drive socket. Or 1/2 inch socket. This terminal's wedged on there pretty good. So I'm just going to use a screwdriver to kind of get her off. Maybe 2. And there she is. And now that we have the ground terminal off on the battery side, we're going to take it off the engine block side. I have a 9/16 socket with a 3-inch extension. Simple enough. And there's the old battery cable off. Next thing I'm going to do, this ground is pretty rusty right here, so I'm just going to use a wire wheel attached to an angle grinder to clean that off. The positive end of the battery cable is connected to a relay down here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 screws off so I can get easier access to the nut that's holding the battery cable. So those off to the side. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and disconnect this. See if we can just pry her off. Yep, look at that, she's coming right off. She's off. Okay, that nut's off. And there's the positive battery cable.
That's the right length in this one?
Yeah. All right, now that we got the old battery cables off, we're working on the new ones. We measured and cut them into length. And now we're just stripping the wire, the ends with a safety blade to prep them for the new connectors. We're going to be hydraulically clamping them on with a hydraulic clamper because it's thick wire. And we're also going to be soldering just to have a really nice connection. And there you can see the hand hydraulic crimper. And after we hydraulically clamped that connector, we're just throwing some solder in there as well for a solid connection. And after it's been hydraulically crimped and soldered, I'm just simply heating up some heat shrink over the connection just to make it a cleaner look. And after the one end was hydraulically crimped and soldered, I put the other end of the battery terminal on. And now that both the positive and negative battery cables have been built up, I'm just simply placing them back where they came from. And I'm using a hammer to tap them down. It's got a good solid connection. And just tightening the bolt up on the positive. And here I'm placing the positive to the relay. Sorry I couldn't get a good camera angle in there. But it's just a simple one nut, not even a washer. And now I'm replacing the screws from the hose clamps that I took off earlier to get access to that relay. And now I'm installing the new ground cable. A little tap with a hammer to get her to seat properly. Tighten up the nut. And route the wire where I want it. And place her back on the engine block ground. Alright guys, here's the finished project. Pretty simple. Some of the tools you may not have, we got them from Harbor Freight, so nothing fancy, but it's definitely going to help out this Jeep, especially with starting. So there you guys have it. Pretty simple job.